Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon. Today, we are with our very next episode of Cybersecurity Awareness Month, that is SecOps technologies, enhancing security operations. And here with us live is Mr. Vikram Taneja from CyberSRC
Hello.
Labs. So, just to give a
Hi, Niharika. Hello.
brief view of Cyber SRC Labs, it is a consultancy LPP which is a cert in empaneled organization since January 2018. It is a globally recognized leader in cybersecurity, data governance, IT audit, and compliance. They partner with industry leaders to address complex challenges, assisting organizations of all sizes in achieving cybersecurity excellence and regulatory compliance while optimizing risk and cost effectiveness. They offer customized security resources as per the organization requirement. And let's hear more from uh, Mr. Vikram Taneja directly. So, sir, very welcome to this episode, and we are very glad to host you here. First of all, sir, we'd like to have a small introduction of you, your company, and about this. To begin with, let's our audience know more about the cybersecurity SecOps technologies. So,
Thank you. Thank you, Niharika. Thank you for hosting me. Um, wow. So, from first of all, from DSCI, it's been
Vikram sir, you're
wonderful
not
that they're
audible.
doing very good. Yeah, I can hear you, Niharika. Okay. So, yeah, sorry. I think some
Yeah, yeah, we can hear
challenges
you now.
regarding the mic. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Thank you. So, yeah. So cybersecurity has been, a very interesting industry. I think we have been all working in, and DSI. I would like to appreciate it, from the start that they have been doing wonderful work and bringing a lot of entrepreneurs, cyberpreneurs from various industries to the front, and that's is very good initiative from DSI. Uh, uh, so I'll just give you a background of us so that you understand the whole journey, and then we can start on the topic of our SecOps. So you already know my name. So my journey started in somewhere around 2010. After my MBA, I started my working in the corporate world with one of the top IT companies. So I spent around 8 to 9 years in different IT companies, looking at a lot of projects, different type of projects. Some of the projects included GRC domains. Some of the projects included system administration, GRC automation. Also worked on domains of SOC, SIM. There were different teams to manage vulnerability assessments and management. After that, 2018 was the period when I personally thought this is the time that we have to do something which is bigger than ourselves. We should do something which should make something for to make something big and make for something for India. And at that time, thought of moving from this corporate world or corporate journey and started this organization, CyberSRC. So just a small correction. So CyberSRC Consulting LLP was formed in 2018, but Niharika said CyberSRC Labs, so that's a separate entity. So I'll come back to that. So CyberSRC Consulting started in 2018 with a view of simplifying cyber risk. Cyber risk and the jargons are too often making people afraid of, or not talking too much on cybersecurity because it's too difficult to understand sometimes, and becomes a challenge for not only big corporate but all those young organizations, like, and also the SMEs. If you know that 80% of the Indian backbone is MSME, right? And if they don't understand cybersecurity by virtue of difficult words that we choose to obviously because of circumstantial, and obviously the sometimes the marketing also plays a big role. So the MSME's world. So my job was to simplify cybersecurity. That was our target that we initiated with. Now the consulting is, yes, you're right, certain empaneled company, and we are now I think 5.5 year old company from that regard. CyberSRC Labs happened in 21. when we thought, and I was doing a lot of audit that time, and I saw a big potential, especially Indian case, because there are no very good products which are to be offered on the table that time, from the DRM space, digital risk management space. So that we started thinking about having a product company to ensure that we are making products, and because we want to have India, a make in India concept, which can only happen through software products or the products that we can offer to the world.
Right.
Then in 21 we had this opportunity to have labs, and right now we have we will discuss obviously with the flow of
Yes.
the journey that we have. So I think I don't want to to start with the journey from the DRM space. I want to start with the journey of SecOps, right?
We can have a
The
brief
topics that we
about the SecOps technology and its importance in today's cybersecurity landscapes.
Obviously, Niharika, SecOps, as you can bifurcate the words, security and operations.
Operations.
SecOps, that's why you might have heard of a lot of people are saying DevOps, right? It's similar line. SecOps have become a very has come up a long way. So it started from integration of security with the operations. So there was always a challenge that there is IT team, there's a network team, there's a database team, there's an application team, while there is also a security team. Now the security team was always the auditors and whatnot. They are people are afraid of security guys and all. But that integration was always missing when we started this journey of cybersecurity. Now, the term SecOps were coined to ensure there is a proper integration, handshaking, so that if there is a risk to be managed or threat that will be mitigated, in those circumstances, the IT team should be the team who should be able to uh, do this mitigation efforts alongside with security. And on ground, there should not be any lag or issues or operations related challenges to the organizations. Hence, the SecOps came into existence.
Very
Um,
interesting, sir.
yeah.
So, also, what are the key benefits of adopting SecOps approach, such as improved security postures, faster incident responses, and other risk of breaches, sir? How and when should the organization know that yes, it's the time to tackle that with SecOps operations?
See, SecOps, normally a lot of companies think that SecOps is a difficult word. It is not for us. We are just a 200, 300, 400, 500 people company. And we are not like big giant corporate with 20,000, 30,000, employees and big customer base. So SecOps is term that can, you can be a 20 people company, just a startup, or a MSME or a SME or small, kind of a company. You can still have this word SecOps and can utilize this the capabilities of SecOps to ensure that you can also mitigate the risk from the various threats that are arising, right? So now the overall organizations are using this SecOps as term for resilience against cyber threats. It is also helping organizations protect their digital assets. Um, so this helps in preventing, identifying, blocking, remediation of the activities which can be a which can impact the companies as such in terms of operations. Um, so yes, I think hopefully I answered this. So SecOps is. Uh, I think I can go on if you have
No, no,
on
no.
SecOps. We can discuss on
Yes, yes.
the issues as
I
well,
think
right?
the audience they have a basic idea, and today we can discuss more. What are the SecOps technologies which are more in use these days, which organizations are using more and more, and which is more helpful, and how the changes in the SecOps technologies we have observed, like 5 years ago, what was it, and what which technologies now have boomed after COVID or Corona or everything.
Yeah. So first of all, let us understand the issues that are there in the market. Those issues, if you look at closely, you will know why and what technologies that are right now mitigating those issues. And overall the trend in the market, also the 5 year trend. So if you see now what is happening, because of humongous digital assets being built by the companies, there are a lot of events being generated. So when I say event is a trigger, right? Just to simplify things, it's a trigger. Let's say CPU utilization is high, it's a trigger. Somebody's accessing system is an event. Uh, when there is a multiple failed attempt to log in, is an event. So such kind of event and multiple operation level event. Now you look at the applications, operations, databases. If you, let's say, consider 200 sources, for example, so on those 200 sources, there will be 1500 events per second. So that's a humongous events to
Right.
manage, right? Anyone who is looking at this as a manually is not possible for a human eye. And now attackers also know this, that if I am able to create a lot noise, we call it noise, create a noise which just to is a more like an attempt to hide the activities that you want to perform as a hacker, by making a lot of noise in the organization, by triggering a lot of alerts. Now, those noises also are impactful to the organization because of the kind of events that are generated. Also, now there are a lot of the feeds that we are receiving from various sources, and integration of that feeds are very difficult. Now, people have their, let's say, endpoint protection systems like antivirus, anti-malwares, and now advanced version of them. You have user access management systems. You have PAM systems. You have behavioral analysis system. And so many systems and so many logins, the administration cannot monitor what is happening where. Like if you are monitoring one thing, then you obviously gonna lose something else, right? So the one is the event, and then the correlation of these events are most important aspect of, we call it security operations, because unless you know those correlations or rules, you're not able to block, right, the issues. Now, to ensure that such issues are not there, and obviously, one is expense. This is one of them. I don't want to leave that issue behind, because all these set feeds and integration and multiple tools are very expensive for any company, right? Because you need a team to manage it, you need a support staff, you want to have that person being, ready and have understanding of that technology tools, right? Uh, so instead of that, now what has come up is now a lot of organizations started moving towards a phase they want integrated solutions. They don't want the separate solutions. They don't want silos. They want integration in one dashboard. I want to see everything, my issues, my risks, in one dashboard, and that too, which is easy to understand.
Very valuable
Because
also.
an L1 and L2 resource, that's a simple sitting there, right? So that person may not be able to understand fully what is happening. So there are now tools in the market, like might have heard of SIM tool, might have heard of SOAR, security orchestration automation responses. Now there are network detection and response tools, endpoint detection response tools. There are
Cyberpreneurs
also things like,
response.
yeah, EDRs and XDRs, obviously, if you might have heard of as well. So yes, there are a lot of tools in the market right now to mitigate those things.
So, which tools are you and your company is working on, and can we discuss something more about that technology in depth and the tool which you are using? How is it working? Like a little bit introduction to that. So,
Yeah, of course. I can definitely highlight those areas. Now, so all these tools which I mentioned, XDR, SIM, SOAR, are more of an internal threat hunting tools. They correlate the events which are happening internally. Let's say something happening into firewall versus your antivirus, or endpoint protection versus, let's say, something on user behavior analysis, and then they combine those things and provide an outcome to a dashboard saying, you know there's something wrong happening, possible. So that we call it indicator of compromises or indicator of attack, right? So if indicator of compromises and indicator of attacks are there, then people can judge that yes, there might be possible attempt, and we should let's do something which to mitigate those issues, right? Now these are all kind of internal threats. So we as an organization thought of more of a doing in an area which is very sensitive. However, very few organizations uh, are able to develop a very solid platform around it. So we started working on the cyber risk management, digital risk management spaces. So we started working into the DRM domain. This DRM domain you can think of as in a very simple way, or a very simple, so that easy to understand for the audience also. You can think of, let's say, example. You have a website. I don't want to name a bank right now, but let's say abcbank.com, right? That's the website. Now I host another website, or maybe I'm a hacker, like I'm a malicious user, right? I'm not, but I'm just an example. Like let's say I put it abccbank.com. Now it's another website, similar kind of domain. We call it typographic attacks. I can host a similar site. Copying site is not difficult. It can be done very quickly. Now I host this website. Now I have a phishing domain which is live for a bank user. It's a very serious issue. We call it a cyber risk or cyber threat. So this is a threat that can impact the banks, in terms of both the operation impacts and the legal impacts, and also there's the users can transfer a lot of money or their credentials through those malicious domains. So this is one example of cyber threats. So we started working on cyber threats. So we built a platform on how to hunt down phishing domains. We then started working on further, and we developed a platform how to, let's say, your source code is leaked somewhere, like in public repositories. Do you know that your source code is leaked? How do you know that, right? So from that perspective, we started working on rogue application detection. There was a huge risk of website defacement. Like, what is website defacement is, right? Even RBI has mentioned that. Sorry, CERT has mentioned that into certain directives that web page defacement attempts should be monitored as incidents. Now, a lot of companies do not do that. Now, what is that is, let's say you are a website. As a hacker, come in and put let's say Java or any other script on your website. It is a injection attack basically. Now I put that, and I do a farming kind of attack wherein I put that link which can make that person go, or the traffic goes to a ingenuine or a malicious site, right? So how do ever a company know that my website has been defaced? So those cases cannot be detected unless you do a defacement monitoring. And a lot of tools right now have, very few tools do have the potential, but yes, we at the organization have built a very strong tool which can monitor the content, and at the core source code level as well, and the content level as well. So it's a yeah. So we also look at dark web and deep web monitoring in case of there's a data leaks, credential leaks, executive monitoring to look at, let's say I'm a CEO of an organization and I'm traveling, right? And
Yes.
or I'm a CEO of the organization, and my credential leaked somewhere. Somebody's talking about me in chatters in dark web, right? Or somebody's talking about me in, let's say, any forum which can even in the surface as well too. And so, what is my information? Social media become a very very important tool now. Lot of state sponsored or non-state sponsored threats are from social media. It can impact the brands, also it can impact the organizations, and you can think of use cases like any, like right now if you look at the war that is happening, from Israel, and Gaza. If you look at those, now there are a lot of information being thrown, and you see a lot of content being consumed on social media. It may not be true. It may be true, but there's a lot of fake news. So that kind of content also are there, which can impact the organization and such. So social media monitoring become and or we call it brand abuse or brand monitoring become a critical. So we look at those parameters which these tools which are internal threat hunting tools are not able to provide, and we provide as a feed to these tools. Like, for example, let's say you have a SIM, right? So you have SIM integrated with your SOAR and XDR, which are feeding the information to the SIM. You can also have, the attack that we call our tool as SRC attack guard. You can have the attack guard, monitoring your attack surfaces, can feed the data of, let's say a possible phishing, typographic website, a possible dark web leakage, or possible data leaks or source code leaks. So it's a whole journey to be, established, and hopefully, we are doing pretty fine with that. Hopefully, touch with things that are good for us.
Very good. So, can you tell us that how this DDM and DRM is like quite different or something?
Yeah, if you can come again, please, on this.
This DDM technologies and as you said, the DRM technologies. Can you just give in 2 minutes like how we can differentiate between them?
Okay, the digital risk management, correct? Is that
Yes.
correct understanding? Okay. So see, digital risk management. What is digital? If you look at the for an organization, what is a digital risk? So it's basically digital is the landscape of the organization, the digital footprints we can say. Everybody has a footprint. Let's say Niharika, you, me. Like if I type something on Google, Niharika, I can find multiple things. For me as well, there are multiple things you can find. So we call it digital footprints, right? Now, for the organization, digital footprints can be, varying from, let's say, social media sites to, let's, some, cyber. Obviously, we're talking about, then we're talking about, the phishings, and then we look at various, dark web places where forums also are there, where the digital footprints are there. So DRM is basically management of risk around cyber threats, digital and cyber threats, right? So
Also,
this solution helps organization to manage their digital risk. It helps us to mitigate the risk by providing services like takedown. So we can look at any malicious domain and help take down that domain so that the organization can be safeguarded for the misutilization of that domain. Hopefully that makes sense.
so just we have last 3 4 minutes. Any lines from you, sir, that why youth should come and they should opt a career in SecOps, and what you want to say, and a message to the youth to come and take cybersecurity and like take this platform as a career option. As a
So I think
cybersecurity awareness month, your few words, few message to the youth, sir.
yeah, of course. We have been doing personally on ground. We are doing a lot of work. We are going to NGOs. We are going to companies to present and showcase. We're not charging sometimes, at all. We're saying, it's all right. We don't want to charge the awareness month. Let us be, let us do our duty. So a lot of places we are not charging at all. So that is what we're doing as a company to ensure that we are promoting awareness. See, youth is a very important force, as you know that most of our population is youth population. If we look at the Indian government view of Skill India, now Skill India and cybersecurity becomes very very crucially to tie up together. Cyber skills are very niche in the market. It's very difficult to develop. It take years to
Yeah.
develop. Somebody like I took like 14, 15 years to come to this stage. Now, person who's just a year or 2 year or maybe a just fresher to start this journey is expensive because there are a lot of courses which are very expensive, and then
One
it
of
takes
black
time. It's
magic
not
of
easy to learn,
yes.
right? So, I think from my side, I think my view would be that people and the youngsters should be given more opportunities, chances. The freshers, especially we do a lot of hiring from institutions which are freshers. In fact, I have some people in my company, in the organization, who were like we started as interns with us, and they are doing very good for themselves, like 3 4 years now. They're doing wonderfully well for
So
themselves.
that's
So we opt for freshers. We would like that. Hopefully, other companies will also come forward, hire freshers, train them. And hopefully, the companies, the Indian companies that we are utilizing these freshers, they also give them some little bit of I'll not say 100%, but little bit of that buffer that yeah, these guys are just freshers. They are also learning, and acknowledge it and help them, support them. It should be a joint effort. It's just not DSCI. It should be CERT. It should be us as organizations. A lot of companies across the colleges. Everybody should put their hands up to ensure that youths are coming more. in the skills, and it's a humongous market. It will grow more. It is one of the toughest jobs in the world, and but once you do it, or you are doing it, you get satisfaction, and you also will get off the money.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. It was very insightful, and I just hope the audience must have enjoyed it and gained a lot of knowledge. And yes, as DSCI, as cybersecurity ecosystem, we want India to be a very strong cybersecurity country. So we wish all of you, very best, and we hope to see a lot of people joining cybersecurity ecosystem of India, be it in any way, be it academia, be it startup, industry, research. Thank you so much and have a very nice day. Very good evening to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nerika. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
for
for hosting
thank
it.
you
Thank you
for
so much. Thank you.
thank you.
Pleasure.